Good to see you too, Tyler. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Am I blurred out a little bit? This light behind me?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Oh,
I'll try to just stand up. I'm in our van right now, and I also just realized, so you ready? Watch this. Obviously unlocked, right? I can't
yeah,
get out.
yeah.
I
Oh
don't know
no.
if it's broken. Like that just happened right before I clicked on the Zoom. So I'm kind of locked in the van right now. I can climb over the driver's seat, but I have to figure that out as quick as I can.
Tour van?
Yeah.
Is it cozy in there?
Well, it's not bad at all. I sleep in here, but I don't want to be locked in.
No, no. It's good as an option, but not good to be confined to it.
No, for sure.
Man, I gotta say, so I'm relatively new to your music. You've
Okay.
got a killer voice, man.
I appreciate it.
How long has music been this big of a part of your life?
Um, I would say this big a part, it's been about 5 years that I've been just full time, all out. I was in the fire service beforehand in Alabama and then I moved to Tennessee and worked in the fire service some more. And I mean, I resigned in 2019 from that when I got my first publishing deal, and so that's kind of when it was like literally all I did.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we're getting close to the 10-year mark of you being in Nashville. It probably doesn't feel like that long.
Oh, no, not at all. Like I said, because I spent the first few years just working in the fire service, and I would do some stuff on my days off, write and play some acoustic shows and stuff, but nothing near what I did when I left.
So going from being a firefighter to being like a full-time recording artist, like how does that transition happen? Had music always kind of been in the back of your mind, or like where did that come from?
It had, yeah. I mean, I've definitely been in bands especially since I was 18 or so. I had my first rock bands, and we would do rock covers, and I also did acoustic shows where I did a lot of different types of music and kind of singer-songwriter and country and a lot of stuff. And my parents always sang, aunts and uncles all sang, so it's kind of been in my life to some degree my whole life. But I won a contest years ago back in Alabama. They won me a trip to Nashville. It's like a miniature American Idol kind of thing. And I went up to Nashville and I loved it immediately and started asking friends, what do they think? And I had some friends tell me that, man, if you want to do it as a career, you probably have to be in Nashville or at least close. And that was way more true 8 years ago than it is now. But I was looking for firefighting jobs. I was literally in the fire station in Montgomery, Alabama, Googling Tennessee firefighting jobs. And someone happened to be testing, which I probably shouldn't have been doing, but someone happened to be testing real soon. And it literally was about 6 weeks from finding of someone testing to living in Tennessee and working as a firefighter in Tennessee. And we had so much time off working 48 hours on and 96 hours off in Tennessee that I still was able to kind of feel like I was close to full time in the music industry, but kind of working towards that goal. And so the transition was relatively smooth. I mean, obviously, I miss camaraderie and hanging out at the fire station, but I have that just as much here with the guys. And that's kind of one of the things people ask, do you bring anything? Or they're very different jobs. And like, but there are a lot of similarities in like learning to live with the same people all the time in close confinement and just kind of learning to level your emotions and not because there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and so I actually brought a lot over from the fire service, I think.
Well, and then something totally different to get used to when you're regularly working on music and writing songs. Like, I don't know how long you had been writing music, but maybe something that isn't quite as present in firefighting is like searching deep within your mind to find all of those ideas, whether it be from personal experience or personal experience of those around you.
Yeah,
Something new to get used to. But before you were doing music, did you dabble quite a bit in songwriting?
not really actually. I'd probably written 10 songs when I moved to Nashville, and over the first few years when I was in the fire service here or close to Nashville, I did some co-writing, but still not a lot, nowhere near the full-time feeling. But I mean, so it did take some getting used to, and I was blessed to be able to get a pub deal that quickly. It takes a long time for some people, and I was here a year before I talked to anybody in town, and I put some music out, right at a year. And so 2 years after that, I had pub deal offers, or less than 2 years, I had offers, and then in 2 years, I signed a deal. And to be able to move into it that quickly, I think was a blessing. And I was relatively new to writing even still then. I just wrote so much by myself at the time, which I don't do quite as much, which can be good and bad, I think. But it was a transition to go into that mindset all the time, to where that's what you wake up doing, that's what you go to bed doing. And it
Yeah.
definitely was.
So like I mean, fast forward to now, like you're getting a pretty big push from Warner Music right now with Devil You Know. So why would you feel like from their perspective, like why is now the time for Tyler Braden? Why is that time dawned upon us?
Man, a lot of help from social media. I think, picking the right song that can connect to people and people can relate to. And I knew this song had the possibility to be that. And so that's why we chose it. I mean, we put it up on social media when we had some downtime in Nashville back in January, and just kind of see what it would do. And it immediately took off there and had millions of views on TikTok and Instagram. And just, it's something that people could relate to, kind of being the underdog or being underestimated. And it definitely took on this like thought of almost being like a like the physical underdog or physically underestimated or like a fight kind of thing. But to me, it meant so much more than that. It's just we've all been underestimated in so many different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the tough guy thing. It's just I have the ability to stand up for myself, and that it's possible to be the nice guy and also be the tough guy or be the strong guy kind of thing. And we got a music video coming out real soon with that kind of showcases that thought that there are other sides to us, and it doesn't necessarily mean the tough guy and the nice guy.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I think, like you said, though, that's so incredibly relatable. Because, yeah, you were saying, I mean, to me, Devil You Know kind of tells the story of a really kind, gentle person. But, this is somebody who has a fire burning deep down. Doesn't always surface, but, for those that might cross that person, they might see a different side. And,
For
like you
sure.
said, so relatable. That's something so many of us deal with, different layers of how we present ourselves in public, and it's so refreshing to get a song that sort of speaks to those layers deep down that somebody might not always talk about.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's been really cool to see just so many different types of people and different groups of people just kind of relate to this and realize how similar we all are kind of deep down.
Yeah. Have you, and I don't know this for sure, have you been up to Canada playing shows yet?
Yeah, we're actually, this is with the last 2 weekends we've played in Vancouver, Kelowna, Edmonton, Lethbridge, and we'll be back in Toronto in the end of October with Brett Young. And then in the past we played Prince Edward Island, and but we were just recently in the western. First time we'd been in like the western side.
And then you as a person, have these been your first occasions being up in Canada?
Yeah, yeah. I've only ever been to Canada for music.
Oh, yeah.
This was a good trip though, because we got a lot of we got some off days hanging out in Kelowna, and I heard that we lucked up. If you're going to have some off days somewhere, that Kelowna was a nice place for it to happen, and it was beautiful while we were there. Got to play some golf and just see the mountains, and it was great.
I just a couple of weeks ago, I was in the mountains too. I don't know if you're like a camping, hunting, fishing kind of a guy, but man, there's in
Got it.
Saskatchewan, like where we are, oh man, it's like some of the best hunting, fishing, and camping that you can find. Like Johnny Cash used to have a cabin up here.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, Saskatchewan is one of the couple that we still haven't been to, and hopefully we'll get to go soon.
Well, hopefully, well, I mean, there's a spot for you here always, and like hopefully
I
we'll
love
get you here at some point. Again, like I said, great voice. With Devil You Know out right now, sort of moving forward with these tour dates, what sort of the next few steps for you as an artist, Tyler?
We are doing a headlining tour through the next month or so, and just a lot of radio stuff through the winter, but kind of a slower winter. But then in January, we are going to the UK with Brothers Osborne for a few weeks, and then after that, we'll have more headlining. And then we tour with Warren Ziders next year in the States from March through the end of May, pretty much. And we got a lot of new music coming, which is also very exciting. The next song is coming very soon, and then we've got a lot of stuff lined up, and hopefully an album next year. Nothing's super in stone yet, but we're working on it.
Well, I mean, like I said, we got Devil You Know right away here on our Ride It or Bucket segment. That's when our listeners get to vote whether we keep playing the song or not. I have a
I
pretty good
love
feeling
that.
about. I have a good feeling about it, man. Like,
I appreciate that.
people love something that's really, really relatable and speaks to them on a personal level, and I think Devil You Know is absolutely that. And that makes me really excited to hear what else you got cooking up.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we are excited. We got a lot of new stuff, like I said, and it's definitely leaning more that direction. It's stuff that I'm excited. That's a little different than what we put out in the past, but it's true to us, and we love playing it live. We've been playing a lot of it, a lot of the new stuff live. It's an exciting era for sure.
Absolutely. And something that I notice for people whose music career, really gets that momentum, there's no brakes on this train. It just keeps going faster and faster, right?
I hope not.
Going over to the UK, man, just incredible. I'm so excited for you. This is like such a pivotal and massive point in your music career and like nowhere to go but up. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Best of
Thank
luck
you.
with these tour dates. Best of luck with Devil. I mean, you don't need luck at this point. That song is absolutely killing it, but I cannot wait for our Canadian audiences to hear it.
Man, I appreciate that so much. It really means a lot.
Tyler Braden, thank you so much for this.
Thank y'all. Thank you.